Hello everybody, my name is GM Lady Jane and welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about the Cozy Florist. If you don't know what that is, it's this cute cottagecore game where you get to plant and harvest flowers and make friends worldwide. It's super fun, so let's get started. Alrighty, today I wanted to discuss a few of the things that you can see when you first start playing. As a new player, a lot of what's on my screen won't be available to you, but you will have in this corner, one of the basics of the game is our flowers. You'll have storage, and you'll have the ability to get into your shop. All right. In our flower section, if you open that up, you'll be able to see a couple of really key elements here. First is the name of whatever your flower is, the level of the flower, and whether it's ready for an upgrade. A few other things you'll notice is at the top, it'll tell you how many you've collected and how many levels you currently have through all of your flowers. So to start off, I'm actually going to bring you over here to our flower cultivation, and you'll see I have been wanting a bumblebee flower for a while, bumblebee rose. So I went ahead and bought myself one because I'm crazy like that, and usually I don't spend any money on games like this, right? This one I obviously have spent money on if I've bought this flower, but I wanted to kind of walk you through some of this. So early in game, they'll give you a rose, and you get to go into this building and cultivate it. So when you open it up, you'll be able to see all of the different elements that are required to cultivate this flower. You'll also be able to see that up here there's a shortcut to your material shop. You've got a level fund, and whether or not you have gone into VIP mode, you'll have that open to you. So in your material shops, you'll be able to purchase items that you can actually use for your plants. If you don't have a need for any of these, which I'll show you what that kind of looks like in a second, you have a buy all option here at the bottom. There is a timer on your refreshes. You get 3 refreshes every so many hours. I've actually gone past that at this point now, so I'm going to refresh because if you look over all of my cultivation materials available, I don't have any place where there's any markings to show that I need these ones specifically for my plants. So let's refresh until we can see if I get one. Here you go. Now you'll know what I'm talking about. In this corner, you'll see that I have a 2 with a little sprout next to it. That means I have 2 flowers available right now for potential cultivation that require this item right here. I have 1 here, and that's its item is bentonite. So that I know I can purchase those. When I first started playing, I would just go in and buy whatever was there without paying attention. But this is something you definitely need to watch for, is whether or not you actually need that item. So you're spending what little bit of gold that you have in the early game on this specifically for what you actually will need in that moment. Over time, the need changes based on whatever flowers you have in your cultivation shop, right? Each flower has a different mixture of stuff that it requires. When I first started playing, I saved my diamonds just for purchasing the items I needed to build my flower stock so that I'd have more to be able to play with. As I've become a more advanced player, I guess is what we'll say, I have stopped wasting my diamonds on these things because you get so many flowers early game, and not a whole lot of gold for buying cultivation materials. So you do end up spending a lot of your diamonds on these if you don't have the money to buy the cultivation materials and the time to get there. Now I'd rather spend my diamonds on other things, so I try to save those up for other items like my guild competitions for upgrading quests and different things like that. So I try to wait till I have a flower that shows me with this little red dot that it's ready for cultivation. So for this one, I'm gonna walk you through the whole steps. So you tap on each item, to put it into your pot here, and then you click Start Cultivation. It'll show you here your not cultivated tab so you can see your other flowers still, how much it's going to take for you from this point to complete the whole cultivation time for this flower, or you can choose to do your free speed up. I'm going to choose to do free speed up, and I'm not going to make you watch this ad with me because that's really boring, so I'll bring you back in a second, okay? Okay, so now you can see that I have finished my halftime ad. I'm going to go ahead and pay for the rest of this, even though I usually don't, just so that you can see here is my first time I'm going to harvest this new flower. So click into it. It gives me some rewards here. I can choose to claim those or just click on the X if I would rather not. There's supposed to be an option to like share this and get more bonus rewards, right? But I have yet to figure out where it's actually sharing to, and I've asked plenty of people. It doesn't seem to be sharing, even though I've linked my account with the Discord and other things like that, and maybe it's sharing into there now, but when I first started, it wasn't linked to anything. So yeah, so you claim, you get your goodies. We'll go out here, and you'll be able to see, I'm going to plant my flower for the first time. I have some of these because my guild mates have shared it with me, and it's one that I collect regularly. So I'm going to go ahead. It's a level 1 flower, right? I haven't done anything in this flower tab to upgrade it at all. Let's see if I can actually find it in here. Here you go. Level 1. It's never been upgraded. It does have the ability to upgrade, but I'm going to show you why you want to bother leveling these up. Some of my flowers I have only taken to level 2s because they do require a good amount of gold to upgrade for certain levels, right? Initial levels not so bad, but once you get to higher levels, it's a drastic amount of gold. So you're going to want to be doing your guild competition and your royal carriages, right? These guys out here, you're going to want to make sure you stay on top of those so that you end up with a good amount of gold for purchasing flower upgrades. Because if you'll notice, since my flower is a level 1 flower, when I go in and I water it right here, if I can water it all, sorry, and harvest it, it immediately picks up all of the flowers, right? So I just spent however many water droplets out of my reservoir here on that entire plot, all of those plots of my garden to get those flowers, right? So it's really expensive for water to keep a level 1 flower. When you upgrade a flower, let's find it again, to a level 2 flower, the first thing that it gives you is how many times will you be able to harvest that flower for what you pay for it in water, right? If that makes sense. So I'm going to upgrade it, right? So now at a level 2, I will harvest that thing twice for the first planting. So I'm going to go back in and show you what I'm talking about here, just in case my words are a little confusing. So here's my flower. I'm going to make sure I get it on my plots. Whoop, if I can get it all over my plots. There we are. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to water my flowers. And they're ready to harvest. So go ahead and harvest those plants. You'll see it leaves behind one. That is my second harvest. So for one water droplet, I get 2 harvests now, right? Does that make sense? So I'm spending less water the more I upgrade that plant. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. So my bumblebee, wherever it went, my new one I just got, still has the ability to upgrade more. You'll see on this page here a couple of things. This is what I'm getting out of this for the level that it's on. If I were to upgrade it, right, pay that much, I have that many of its like little flower perfume, you know, I'm not sure, tokens I think is what those are called. I have enough to upgrade. I have the money to upgrade. So it gives me that little green arrow out here to let me know that this one's ready. So I'm going to take it from this much time between harvests to this much time between harvests. So it'll harvest faster for me. Um, as you go, each of these things will upgrade across based on what level it is. And then some things like this very last one, which is what people really appreciate about upgrading their flowers, it takes a couple of levels, a couple of times cycling down these before this one will actually be the one that you're upgrading, if that makes sense. But pick proof minimum harvest. So if I have these plants out here, right, and they're fully blossomed, and my friend comes into my property, my little garden to pick, you'll be able to see that some of these are pickable. So based on what this person has their flower leveled up at, it will stop me from being able to take too many out of there away from them harvesting, right? So that's that very last pick proof minimum harvest. So right now, if I were to plant this, no matter who picks it, I would only get one out of there if they picked a flower. Level 3 still leaves it at 1. But if you go to a higher level flower, like I've been upgrading a lot of my common flowers to 10. There's another thing that unlocks at 10, and we'll discuss that in a second. Even at level 10, the pick proof hasn't changed, right? You have to get that thing leveled up quite a bit to get to where it's pick proof. And it costs a good chunk of gold, as you can see down here. The upgrades have gone up to 16,000. I need that many of the like little token things to upgrade. But you can see as well, a level 10 allows me 3 harvests for the amount of times I have to water that flower to get it right. So it's a lot better on my water pots, like my little water buckets. Because I'm watering it one time and I'm getting 3 rounds of that flower, right? At 3 flowers per round, potentially, if it doesn't get picked in between, right? At the very least, if it gets picked multiple times, then I'm getting 1 flower per round, per 3 rounds, right? And then like I said, the time changes. You've got how many you'll get for each harvest. Essences are important when it comes to, oh, that's what these are called, essences. I call them tokens. These are essences, but also there's an event in here under your perfumery where these drop as well from your flowers. So you'll see 2 things come off of it when this event is up, essence and perfume. So this down here is your essence for upgrading. So you want it to be a higher percentage and a higher number of rate drops so that you can upgrade your flower more. When you hit a level 10 flower, this side unlocks. You'll see under here that you have to then pay so many tokens to be able to optimize your flower, right? And I've done that with one, so you can see out here, there's this really weird little station called the Alchemy Station, and in it, you can change out. Notice that it's got my little things too, so I have to pay attention to that. If I have a flower that needs that, I'm obviously not going to waste it into this. But where I have so many of the item next to it, I'm going to take those and turn them into prime dew, right? So I'll take 5 and refine them into prime dew. So for 5 of my cultivation material, I just got 40 prime dew. And then back under my flower tab, you'll be able to see, where did I put it? It was this one. My golden yellow hollyhocks. You'll see how there's this little purple thing on the side. That tells me that this one has been upgraded under the advanced section. You can see it right here. Under my advanced section. So I paid those 30 diamonds, which is where I'm starting to save my diamonds for, right? To upgrade this so that it then becomes a 9% essence drop. instead of, or it increases it by 9% instead of what the percentage was before for this essence to drop. So I can upgrade my flowers more and more. And each one of those upgrades based on whatever, because you'll have 3 tiers here, right? You've got the first tier, second tier, third tier of items that you'll want to improve your flowers on. It's a really expensive process, so I haven't done a ton of it. Like, let's go in and, ooh, I do that quite a bit, sorry. Let's go in and just mess with this flower specifically. So I've already got it to level 10. I'm going to optimize it. You'll see that it gave me more gold earnings for this optimization. I can then use my my primal dew here that I got to advance it even more, right? Plus the gold that it requires. So there you go. It's going to have, instead of this, I'm going to change it out for that, which I really don't want because I appreciate the gold. So I'm going to stop that. No, thank you. And then I'm going to go underneath here again and I'm upgrade so that I can go to this next tier, which requires level 13 for this flower. So let's see what we got. This flower might not let me because I don't have enough essences for it. So I'm finally to the point at level 11 to 12 that it's going to change my pick proof minimum, right? That's good to know that that's where that finally kicks in. I'm going to come out here and I'm actually going to harvest these with my little speed up tickets. Thank goodness I don't have more than one of those right now, right? I want to see how long it'll take for me to get my roses all the way up. I have a good amount of money right now from all the guild competitions that I've done and all of the other things that I've done to make sure I'm hoarding my gold, right? I'm hoarding my water buckets too. I would remind you to gather your water buckets, but I'm out because I've been gathering them all day today and they reset at the end of the day. So there's that. Let's see if that gave me enough tickets to upgrade my roses here. Nope. My roses are still back here where it has no upgrade available. So let's do this again. And you can see the essences and the perfume. Like the essence goes down into the little, and then the perfume was going up when I harvested. Let's try this one more time. See if I can get all the way through this. Oh, I have 4. Perfect. I have 4 harvests on this one flower. There's always the little stragglers when you do that. Still don't see it because it would be right at the front of my flowers, right? Keep going here. Usually I have, if you can't tell, let's go to the very end. Usually these are like guild quest items. That's how I end up with so many, right? Flowers. It's surprising that my roses aren't in there because that's one I regularly see for guild competitions, but I guess I don't pick them. I thought I did. There we go. Get through all of these just while we're sitting here. And this is why you'd want to upgrade more so you get more essence every time, right? Oop, not the VIP. Sorry, I don't know what I was doing. I don't think VIP is worth it, so I don't actually pay for it, but that's just me. That's my loner opinion. There are plenty of people who pay for it in this game. Okay. There we go. I have just enough flower essences to upgrade to the next level, so I finally get my pick proof minimum upgraded. Yay! But I'm 1 off from being able to advance it to 13. I need way more than that. So I'll have to grind those out, but I'm not going to make you watch through all of that. So there's just a couple of little things over those flower upgrades. The reason why you want to do it ultimately is it gives you less time you have to deal with, more flowers that you're getting each round, And then eventually you get to that pick proof minimum being changed so that it protects your flowers from your friends being able to take all of them. Something else in here is this. This shows you like all of the things you can collect as you go through gaining more and more flowers, right? Which is nice. And over time, we definitely get more flowers, but a lot of this will have to be obtained by paying for flowers, which is unfortunate. If you're like me and you don't like paying for games, um, then I don't know if you'll just hang out and eventually get to this point. It'll just take more time, really, right? I mean, instead of spending the money to get it sooner, it'll just take you more time to get to that point. But yeah, that's all I've got for flowers. The other thing I wanted to talk about was under here with your storage. So in your storage, you have your what flowers you currently have stocked that you could sell into your trading center right now. You've got the arrangements that you've made just sitting here waiting for you to put them on your shelf. You've got your cultivation items, right? And I get tons of these. I'm sure all of you do, but use it. I make sure to max it out. So I use it all at once. It gives you all your cultivation items. It gets it out of the way. And then the items that you can gift to your friends would be under here. I don't have any right now. My poor bestie. But yeah. um, so that's a little bit about how your flower cultivation shop works. A little bit about why you'd want to upgrade your flowers so that you can get more out of them. Something else I guess I didn't mention is your level of your flower corresponds with how many you're going to share into your guild, right? So in your guild, when you go to share a flower, based on whatever the level is, that's how many you'll put out for your guild mates to get their hands on. See, this guildmate of mine has upgraded hers quite a bit, so she's putting out 108 every time. And then that's how many, it changes how many too they can take per share, right? So once they go claim that share from you, that it'll give them, like here, you'll be able to see I can get 27 of hers because she's upgraded that flower so many times. Whereas somebody, like I don't upgrade my rare ones a ton. Um, let's see, this one, my bestie, I'll point her out again. She's really gonna love me later. For making her the center of all of my videos. So she hasn't upgraded her flower a ton. That's why she only has 24 shares. 24 is a level 2 flower. So when I go in, all I can take is 6 of her flowers at a time. So not only are you putting less into the guild, people are also able to take less from yours, so that it can spread the wealth around, right? Whereas more like that, she's upgraded that flower quite a bit, and so then that way I can have more of them myself. Um, yeah. So your flower level definitely corresponds to that. So if I know I'm going to only be sharing like my really rare stuff, then I know I'm not going to be sharing a ton with my guild, which isn't too great. You know, I want them to have things too so that they can get their under their base side, they can get their art collection if they don't have flowers that I have, like ones that I've paid for, ones that are higher level that they can't get to yet. They can go into the guild and get those flowers from me and then take the time to make them into vases, and then they get their rewards for having their floral art collection, which is also something later on when they end up ranked. One of the things we rank on is floral art. So you can get higher ranking quicker than it would take for you to get there on your own, kind of a thing. But yeah, just a couple of little pointers there. If you like this video, I hope you would smash that like button in the bottom, and then go ahead and subscribe if you want to see any of my other videos. If you're playing this game, hopefully these things are helpful for you, so you'd like to subscribe to that and see more and know more. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if there's anything you want me to cover. I guess I'll see you next time. Signing off.